everybody, and welcome to The Horror Show. Show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
We're back, man. I don't know if this is going to be up in time, but I sure hope so.
Yep.
But the clock is ticking. So, good night, folks. We're back from Rock and Shock.
Yes, this past weekend.
That was pretty fun.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was that made up for Scaricon. Oops. And another one that I went to once that I won't name out. But yeah, this one was awesome. Top of the line. And I would suggest everyone go there.
It's so nice to be at a con where you have room to walk. You don't have to
Dude.
You're not like cattle being herded through aisles.
Oh my God. That was like the worst part about the cons we've gone to is it's just like.
You can stop and browse things and not get stampeded.
No, you can actually I was just putzing around in the aisle and we met some fans out there.
It was very nice. Nick.
That was fucking nuts. Nick H. and Aubrey S, I think. Thank you guys for stopping by, and a couple other people just said hello. But we talked to Nick and Aubrey for a while, and that was fucking awesome.
Very cool.
Somebody from Colorado in Worcester, Massachusetts just happened to do it, and she was wearing our shirt at the con.
Yeah.
And it was like, that was fucking mind-blowing.
Super dope.
Fucking ridiculous. And Joe got asked to sign an autograph, and what'd you write on that?
Fuck Paul.
Oh, there you go.
He knows.
Everybody knows. Even the comments in our iTunes know. So we'll have some interviews, I think, at the end of this episode.
Yeah. We got Dana DiLorenzo and Ray Santiago, who play Kelly and Pablo from Ash vs. Evil Dead. That was our first interview of the day.
Yep.
We got John Franklin, who plays Isaac in Children of the Corn.
Yep.
We got Courtney Gaines, who is in like every movie ever that shaped my childhood.
Crazy.
I love talking to him.
The Burbs.
Yeah, the Burbs. Children of the Corn. Back to the Future.
What's his name in Children of the Corn?
Malachi. Yeah. We got to talk to Skeet Ulrich, who was a super cool dude.
Super, dopest guy ever.
He really was.
I want to party with him.
I want to party with Skeet very badly.
I bet you he parties hard.
He definitely
We
does.
cannot keep up with Skeet, but that's all right. We could try. I could probably pull it out one night. I could do it one night.
Skeet ain't shit.
One night I could do. Whoa. Skeet, call us.
Seriously though.
Yeah,
we will drink beers with you. We didn't get to interview Matthew Lillard, but by all intents and purposes, Matthew Lillard is the nicest human being of all time.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, this dude, his line was never like, well, it was big at points, but like it was at the end of the night, it was like never, there's only like a handful of people in there at any given time. But the thing is, he spent so much fucking time with each and every one of his fans that like the line never ended. So we couldn't get in to talk to him.
Like, he learned about their story and he was
Just
animated. He
them.
wasn't just like listening to it.
Dude, he was on his feet. He was standing the whole time.
Yeah.
He never sat. He didn't have a chair.
Did the Shaggy voice for a girl that wasn't even a paying customer.
That was fucking crazy. I mean, what a guy. What a fucking guy.
I mean, as soon as we go in, they sit us down to interview Ash vs. Evil Dead panel, and I'm sitting right next to like, that's fucking crazy. Like, shit, like her chair's right there.
Yeah. Like, dude.
Come on.
What? He's a fan. He said that he was a fan of hers. I didn't say anything. I'm leaving it in. I didn't say fucking anything. Now you're alluding to it by laughing. Anyway, was a big fan of
Oh my God. Never gonna be asked back again.
No, it was a good time though. Especially for blown.
They fucked.
they totally fucked. No, that's fucking rude.
Please take that out.
I will. So, okay, let's get back in because I do not want to edit all night.
Everyone was pretty cool.
Yeah, everyone was really cool.
I don't want to badmouth anyone. Phil,
should we talk about Phil?
No, probably not.
I don't see any reason why we shouldn't talk about Phil. We tried to get an interview with Phil Anselmo, and this fucking guy was the rudest dude I've ever met in my life. He was so rude, like insanely rude, right? I mean, You have a long day. I get it. But, like, he wasn't even just rude to us. He appeared to be being rude to every paying customer he had. And his handler, who was, like, one of the nicest ladies ever. It was just crazy. Crazy. But good time, man. Really good time. I really enjoyed it. Like, for real. Like, I genuinely had such an awesome time there.
It was nice.
Yeah. It was
so nice it's close to our home, too.
Oh, yeah. You mean we didn't have to drive, like, fucking
6 hours?
6 hours to do it? Yeah, that was a benefit. So we'll have those interviews at the end. They were cool. Cool shit. Yeah. So today we have Treehouse of Horror.
Yes.
Very exciting.
A couple people said they were excited for this one. So, sorry.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Apologies.
Very much. Very, 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 very sorry about that. I mean, it's cool that we have fans that, like, are expecting things now. It's just mind-blowing. I'm going to take just a minute here because I really appreciate all of our fans. You guys are fucking amazing. And it's been crazy, and our numbers, like, I don't know how you guys just keep multiplying at the rate you guys are, but it's stupid, and I appreciate it. And, like, it's just nuts how we just keep growing. We don't stop growing, and it's all thanks to all you guys who support us and tweet at us and do all that and post on Facebook and whatever you guys
wear
do.
Our fucking shirts to cons.
Wear our shirts to cons. Like, it's absolutely crazy, and we really appreciate it.
It's humbling.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So I had another point to make about that, but I forgot it.
The Elliott Wilson train.
The Elliott Wilson train's here. If you don't know what that reference is, just listen to Drink Champs. Although I don't think he says it anymore. But so, Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
Yes. We did Treehouse episode 7.
Yep.
Which aired October 27th, 1996. We're coming up on the 20th anniversary of it.
That's nuts. Oh, and let's start with the newest one first.
Okay, that would be...
I feel like I have more to talk about with the old one.
Okay.
I care more about the old one.
Yeah, I got you. We did Treehouse episode 20.
Yes.
Which aired...
Season 21.
From season 21, which aired October 18th, and I'm too stupid to have written down the year.
So was I. So, which is weird. Why did we both write down the year for the... Because we just didn't care. It's like, season 21, figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, this one...
2009.
So, you can definitely see... It's not your childhood Simpsons in this episode.
No.
It's not even your childhood Treehouse of Horror in this episode.
Definitely not.
Felt very different. I mean, they've done so much. It's hard to do.
It is, and I can't really pinpoint it because the earlier one, like, I know they're parodying. Is that how you fucking say it? Parodying? They're making fun of spoofing classic movies, and they're doing this still in episode 20, but it seems more like forced, I guess. Like the entire segment is like just on the movie.
The originals, they seem like they it's more of an homage. It's
exactly.
Like,
they have more original content.
I'm gonna build it in somehow into my story. And then in these new ones, it's like we're just going to make fucking what is that?
Sweeney Todd.
Yeah. And we'll just throw Homer in it. It'll make literally no sense.
Right. That's a good way to put it. The earlier ones is an homage with their own storyline.
Yeah, and this is just like...
It's just a spoof.
Yeah, just a spoof, yeah. So we open up, we have... this opening... I wanted to like it a lot, but I just really couldn't. We open up with like all the monsters basically waking up and busting out of their...
Universal monsters.
Yeah, busting out of their respective homes. I don't know.
The loudest fucking train ever.
Oh, yeah, it lasts all day. Frankenstein breaks out. The mummy leaves, he flicks the security guard's ear, which I didn't really understand that reference. And they're walking around town. Dracula's there. What else? Oh, Wolfman.
Wolfman, the mummy.
And the mummy, yep. And they're walking around. And Dracula says, Halloween's the one night we can walk around undetected. and the bullies, Nelson and all those guys are standing
It's
there.
Dolph, Jimbo, and Kearney.
Yeah, and they're just standing there, and they just start making fun of their lame costume. They start out with going, "Hey, Turner Classic Movies." I love that you can tell the age of the Simpson writers. Like, that is a 60-year-old man's joke. Hey, Turner Classic. Is that even a channel anymore?
I have no clue.
Hey, Turner Classic Movies. That train is so fucking loud. So then the monsters all just dress up as, like, licensed characters.
Yeah,
Like
Frankenstein is SpongeBob, Dracula is Iron Man, the Wolfman's Harry Potter, and the Mummy is Captain Jack Sparrow.
So fucking funny. All perfect too. They end up going to
Homer's house
for whatever reason. Homer lets them in for whatever reason, and the monsters start getting sexy. And it's pretty fucking gross. I love when you get to see something animated that you'll never see. Well, that's pretty much everything, 'cause cartoons are fake. But, like, a situation you, like, would joke about with your friend, and you'll never see in person, and then, like, or live, and to see it in a cartoon just makes me laugh. Like, fucking monsters at a Halloween party, like, getting
ready to fuck.
Yeah. like priming themselves. But it's interrupted because all the girl monsters show up.
All their wives show up, yeah.
All their wives show up.
And they're angry because the husband said they were going out to kill children.
They were fucking. And Homer ends it with, lighten up, ladies. It's not cheating if you're wearing a costume. It's very weird. Very weird. I don't know, man. I just didn't get the humor in this one as much as I understand it in the old ones. Like, did it seem like not that smart to you?
It seemed like, well, wait.
Oh my god.
Not recording?
No, I am. Your microphone is just, like, really hot for some reason. All right, we're good.
In the 96 one, did it have an opening segment like that? I don't remember that. I just thought it started with the Hugo.
It did start. No. No. It just started with Hugo.
Yeah, so then, like, I don't know why they're doing, like, a pre-spoof.
Oh, wait. No. They did do a pre-one. They always do a little something. And that one was Homer gets lit on fire by the pumpkin.
Okay. But it wasn't as long, right?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think they did do longer ones even around that period, though.
Mm. Well, yeah. This one just did nothing for me.
Yeah. Then we start into our first segment, Dial M for Murder.
Yes. Which is I like this one the best, personally, out of all the segments in this one.
This one was cool, actually, yeah.
It's a spoof of Alfred Hitchcock's Strangers on a Train.
Yeah.
It's basically the entire movie.
Yeah.
It's crammed into 5 minutes.
Why did they take the name Dial M for Murder? Is that a Hitchcock
It's
movie?
a Hitchcock movie, yeah. I have no clue.
Okay. It's really weird. Maybe that's the joke.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. This will be so funny. We're such dicks. So Dial M for Murder. Lisa's going. Why is Lisa going to detention?
Disrupting class.
Oh, Lisa's going
because she was yelling about another student.
Oh, right.
Like getting a better tutor or something.
Yeah. Like this student got like an honor, and it was like, you have a tutor. That's what it was.
That's it.
It was like doping to Lisa.
Yeah.
Like Lisa's all natural smart, and this kid has a tutor. So she goes to detention, and she meets Bart there, of course. And he says, let's do crisscross.
Yes.
And basically that's, you'll fuck up my teacher, I'll fuck up your teacher, and no one knows who did it because we don't have anything to gain, so they won't suspect us of each crime.
Right. So he tells Lisa to do Ding Dong Ditch on Mrs. Krabappel, and he will do the same thing to Miss Hoover.
Mm-hmm.
So Lisa thinks that means ringing the bell at Miss Krabappel's apartment and then leaving.
Yep.
Which is not what Bart means at all.
No. Well, also, I want to say this one thing. This, like, honestly made me laugh. It just threw me back to, like, old school me watching Simpsons. I laughed out loud, and it's so stupid. Lisa Ding Dong ditches. She calls Bart. She's like, all right, I did it. She's like, is your alibi all set? And he's like, your tennis match alibi all set? And he's at the tennis match. Or she's like, did they see you at the tennis match for your alibi? he's like, yeah, I think they saw me. And he's mooning the entire, like, tennis match. like, on the court. He's not in the stand. He's on the court mooning everybody at the tennis match. I was like, that's so fucking stupid and awesome. Like, I just love that shit. But yeah, you're right. Bart does not do Ding Dong Ditch like most people know it.
You mean just Ding Dong Ditch in general? Yeah.
Yeah. What does he do?
He kills Miss Hoover.
This is why I like this segment, man, because they don't do this enough in the new ones.
Oh, wait. The Ding Dong Ditch meant that he was implying that she kills Miss Krabappel and then ditches her body in a ditch.
Yeah, he says, because Lisa's like, well, I thought you said Ding Dong. Bart pulls out her fucking head from a duffel bag.
Yeah.
And is like, yeah, it's all done. And Lisa's like, what the fuck? Like, I thought you said we were doing Ding Dong Ditch. And he goes, yeah, you kill the ding dong and leave her in a ditch. So ridiculous. Now, this like artsy segment, like, okay, so basically Bart's like, yo, you got to kill Miss Krabappel. Right? And she won't do it. She's like, I'm not doing that. And he's like, well, if you don't kill Miss Krabappel, I'm going to have to kill you. And then we get this weird segment of them like running around. Is that in? Do you know if that's in?
So I don't know why I didn't say this before when you asked why it was called Dial M for Murder, because they spoof also North by Northwest and they spoof Vertigo as well.
Oh, right. So just everything.
Yeah. I mean, the main plot is Strangers on a Train. But
so what segment is that from? Like where they're like, it's like a fucking art house film.
I want to say it was North by Northwest,
okay.
But I'm sure someone will be very angry at me for being wrong.
Paul. I wish we could call him, but he won't. He won't know the Simpsons thing, and he'll just be super pissed. So what was I saying? Oh, Bart's chasing Lisa, trying to kill her, right?
Yes.
And Lisa says she'd never kill anyone because Lisa gets control of the knife. She says, "I'll never kill anyone." And she takes the knife and throws it, and it accidentally lands in Bart's head, killing him. And that's the end of the segment.
Plowing through these episodes.
Yeah.
Okay. I did like when Miss Krabappel had the big paper cutter, and her head was like right under it. I don't know. I just like the way they filmed that animation.
They do a lot of cool stuff in these, and it's just like the new ones, though. It's just not enough. I like this. Actually, maybe I did like this. I don't. You know what? I might have liked this episode. Whatever. The Simpsons episodes are hard to do. They're so short and quick. Like, you can't analyze them because it's not like they're terrible. You can't be like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, it's okay. I didn't chuckle a lot.
Right. And I laughed way harder at the 96 one.
Yeah, me too. What was the second thing called? Was it called Krusty Burger or was it called?
No, it's called Don't Have a Cow, Mankind.
Okay. I never saw that on the screen.
Don't Have a Cow, Mankind. And it was a parody of movies such as 28 Days Later and Children of Men.
Yeah. Definitely 28 Days Later.
This one, I have notes, so I'm looking at them. Yeah. I don't remember it at all. So it's just like nothing.
I remember it. So Krusty Burger has a new burger. They're watching the news. Kent Brockman, yes. He's at the new Krusty Burger. They're unveiling a new burger there. How many times did I just say the same thing? Like 6.
Invented from cannibalistic cows.
Yeah, and Ken Brockman takes a big old bite and immediately turns into a zombie. And he bites Krusty, who says, "That's my check cash in hand." And basically, we just see an outbreak spread all over. Everyone at the Krusty Burger turns, and then we get this cool like cutout, and it says 28 Days Later or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The Simpsons are locked up in their house. They can't leave. They're looking out the windows, and you just see like Springfield's torn apart.
Yeah.
Bart
sneaks out.
He sneaks out because he threw his telescope in his room. He sees a single Krusty Burger on a table, which is 30 days old and is rotting. And he's like, I want that burger. Why? I don't know. Especially when they all know the source of the virus was the burger. But Bart wants it. He sneaks out and he eats the fucking burger. And that's... I don't know. It's ridiculous. Just a few minutes. Oh, okay. So they catch up with him. They get Bart because they have to go save him, and they realize he hasn't turned.
Yep.
So they have to keep. They decide that they have to keep Bart safe going forward. And we learn this by Homer dialing the phone with his face. Homer's like choking him, and it's like, "Oh, why did you do that?" And then they're like, "We have to keep Bart from harm. Like, we have to keep Bart alive. He's like the chosen one. Like, he didn't turn." So, like, holding Bart by his neck, dials the phone by smashing his face into the dial. And he's going, "Must keep Bart from harm." So awesome. Yeah. And then they're like, all right, we got to make our escape. Homer goes outside and it's so stupid. They go outside and he goes, Lisa goes, "Remember, no loud noises." And they get outside the door and Homer just goes, "Oh man, does that breeze feel good?"
Classic Homer. Yeah. Also, right before that, isn't Grandpa outside? He's clearly not turned. Homer's just not letting him in.
Won't let him in. And you hear him be murdered. And he's like, "Nice try, old man."
I'm with you now. Maybe this was funny.
Yeah, it was really funny. And then Apu comes. They're about to get murdered. Apu comes in this giant fucking zombie killing SUV.
Yeah, he's dressed like Rambo.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And he has not turned because he is a strict vegetarian.
Right. And everyone gets in his truck and they go away and they're driving up a giant pile of cars, which literally makes no sense. It's like the size of like the Empire State Building, wall of cars. And they're driving up it, and
There's a really great line, because Wolf Castle shows up. And he goes, "Come with me if you want to live."
Oh, yeah.
And he immediately gets eaten. And Homer goes, "Another politician that can't keep his promises."
Yeah. You'll probably find a lot of political jokes, especially around this time, like the November time.
Yeah.
Like October, November. Well, they do it in November now, so. So they get stuck up on top of the hill, and Apu gets out to move the car, and he's like, yeah, just, wait for me at the bottom of the hill. And I'll, we'll once you get rolling, just wait for me and I'll come with you. And Apu gets out, pushes the car starts rolling, and they just go, "Oh, so noble of Apu to give his life for us." And they just drive away. They just tear us away. And Apu, you just hear screaming, "You were supposed to stop at the bottom and wait for me," as he's being eaten. And they just leave him there to die. And then we get to... Homer gets bit by Mr. Burn. Oh, right.
Because they're lying unconscious on the road.
Yeah, their car breaks down or
Burns
whatever.
and Smithers.
Yeah. Yep. But their car breaks down too. They're walking, the Simpsons.
Right.
And they're walking and they see Burns and Smithers on the road, and Homer goes up to Burns and it's just fucking around for some reason, like rips off his nose by accident and shit. And Burns just reaches up and bites him, and Homer's infected. Which, does that even matter in the rest of the story? I'm trying to think about what happens.
Well, Homer comes back and they notice that he's starting to turn, so Bart takes the gun out of his hand, and then Marge takes the gun for herself and points out that he can be cured once they're in the safe zone.
Oh, right. That's, yeah. And so they get to the safe zone finally, and they bring... These are not fun to talk about.
Yeah.
These are terrible to talk about. They get to the safe zone... And Bart's the cure.
They want to eat him.
They want to eat him. And then instead, he just swims in their food. And is like washing potatoes with his nutsack. Like Lisa's like, "Can I have a potato, sir?" And he's like,
"Dude, that's exactly what he does."
Yeah. No,
I was just laughing because I was like, I thought you were making a joke. And now I just remembered he's actually rubbing the potato all over his dick.
Yeah, he is. Like he's rubbing it all over the front of him. I doubt he's like shredding it on his little boy abs. But like he's rubbing it on his dick and about to give it to Lisa and like happy about it. Like, yeah, here you go, kid. So that's the end of that one.
Yeah, darn.
No business like Mo business, and it's just a
Sweeney Todd.
We're not going to go through this. It's like a Sweeney Todd spoof. Mo sings a song at the beginning about being ugly as fuck, which is like that was awesome. It's just about him being so hideous.
Yeah.
And basically what he does is Homer falls into the basement, gets pierced by his beer making
brewing
equipment,
machine,
and which does not look like that. It just had spikes all over it. And the blood gets into the beer, like Sweeney Todd's pies. And, the story goes on from there.
Yeah.
There's not a lot there.
He tells Marge that Homer left her because he's gay.
Yeah, and to like try and win Marge over. The best is he reads a note supposedly penned by Homer. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, Homer left me this note.
Yeah.
It's on my stationery and in my speech pattern, but I swear Homer wrote it." And it goes up, "Dear Midge, you probably hate me by now. If you don't, what's wrong with yous? But don't give up on men. Bart, Linda, and the other one there need a dad." Oh, and then it finishes with a huge song about Homer being gay.
Yes.
That's what it said. The note was that Homer ran away because he was gay.
Yeah.
To start a new life. Which
Yeah.
is not true. And then that was a wrap, man, for that one.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool, though. They presented it like a play. Like, there were some elements that were kind of cool about it. But overall, not a Halloween feel.
I'm sure some people like it.
I'm sure. Now a good one. Okay. Season 8, episode 7. No, not episode 7. It's like episode 1, I think. In season
It was Treehouse episode.
Yeah. Treehouse 7. 1996. I remember this obviously so vividly.
Same.
As a kid. This is probably one of... I think the number one... I mean, I'm not ranking these as favorites. Just like most memorable is probably the Donuts in Hell one.
Yep.
That's probably the one that sticks out in my head the most out of any episode. But this one's
I think
up
the
there.
Shining one sticks out the most for me.
Yeah, that one's good. This one's good. The Thing and I, which is the twin brother one.
Yep. Basket case.
Yep. Genesis Tub, which
that one is so well written.
It's amazing. And actually, as a kid, I didn't really like it that much. And now, as I watching it again, I'm like, that's the best one in this.
I agree. Like, I don't.
How
think
did they fit so much into it?
I don't think it holds like kids' interest.
No.
And then like rewatching it, you're like, holy shit, this is so smart.
I think it's incredible because every segment is 7 minutes. They give 7 minutes to every segment, almost exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that one, like, I feel like so much happens. Like, they figured out how to cram in. Like, that's another thing. These other ones that we read in that first episode, not a lot happens in them. Like, it's like a few scenes and that's a wrap. And it feels that way. It feels just like a burn through. Like, Genesis Tub feels like a
Standalone
solid
episode,
story.
yeah.
Yeah, like it feels like a really solid story.
Have you seen the Twilight Zone episode that was spoofing called The Little People?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. I'm sure I have because I watched so much of it with my uncle. Ooh. Did I ever say that my uncle had
he
all
has
the
a catalog.
VHS catalog
Yeah.
and a fucking notebook? Ridiculous. And then Citizen Kang, which is
It rings true today.
fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. So we can go through these. We can go through these fairly quickly. I don't think that's a problem. So we open up with like The Thing and I.
Mm-hmm.
There's some noises upstairs at the Simpsons house.
Homer says never to go into the attic, and then
Yeah.
he goes into the fridge and gets a bucket of fish heads. Goes up to the attic.
Never a good sign when you're bringing fish heads anywhere.
Nah.
Who sings that song, Fish Heads?
That is a great question.
Is that He's got kids with stupid names. Zappa.
No, that wasn't him, was it?
I don't know. I thought so. While Joe looks that up. So the kids are obviously interested in whatever's going on in the attic and what is eating fish heads, which they should probably put this together pretty quickly. That it's there's a fucking monster in your attic. You can't eat fish heads. What? So the kids go up there. The parents aren't home. They decide to go up there. You see the chain shackles on the wall moving. A lot of bones. I'd probably be gone at that point.
Yes.
Not the Simpsons kids. And we learn that through that I don't even know. There's some scenes where they like come downstairs. The parents are mad at them about
The parents come home. Oh, Homer has a great line about why go to a car wash when you could just drive around in the rain.
So stupid. So stupid.
And Dr. Hibbert shows up for some reason.
Yeah,
And we find out that Bart had a conjoined twin.
Right. And an evil one at that named Hugo.
Hugo.
Who was pure evil.
Fish Heads is a novelty song by Barnes and Barnes.
Oh, that's stupid.
From Dr. Demento show.
Oh, Dr. Demento. So they say, we did the only humane thing we could do when you have an evil twin and chain them up in the attic and feed them fish heads. Kind of disturbing when you think about it. Sure. But for whatever reason, they decide they're going to leave Bart home alone in the house. Because Hugo has gotten loose. The kids have let him loose by accident. And they decide they're going to leave Bart home alone while they go look for Hugo. And sure enough, as soon as the door closes, he hears Hugo in the darkness. I remember this actually kind of scaring me a little bit as a kid. Not like full out scared, but like I was like nervous yeah, for Bart. But it goes away pretty quickly because in 2 seconds he walks out of the shadows and it's like, hey, Bart.
Well, he ties him up
yep.
and he wants to conjoin them back together again. And he's like, yeah, don't worry, I made a pigeon rat.
Dude,
it's so fucking funny.
That's like the perfect Simpsons joke.
The pigeon sewn onto a rat and it tries to fly, but it can't. And it tries to go through the rat hole, but the pigeon blocks it.
They're like sewn back to back. So the pigeon's flying at first with the rat up on top of his back, hits the wall. Then it falls and flips, so the rat lands on its feet and can't get through the rat hole. It was absolutely perfect. And Dr. Hibbert, though, is here to save the day, which I feel like was a little bit of a nod to, like, Halloween. The doctor there.
Oh, Loomis?
Yeah.
Sure.
Doctor's there. And he tricks Hugo with, like, the worst trick of all time. He's just holding an empty picture frame. And
he punches him through.
He's like, look in the mirror. And you see Dr. Hibbert's face. And he's just like, hey. He just punches him. Knocks him out. I wonder what it's like to knock out a kid as a grown man.
Huh. We go find out.
Kind of like it's one of those things you'll never do, but you're like, what if you could just find out? It would just be interesting.
Sure.
I might have to edit that out.
Yeah, I would recommend that.
Where were we? So Dr. Hibbert saves the day, and then while Hugo's on the ground, Dr. Hibbert, honestly, dude, I swear he just starts mumbling about nonsense. Like I swear they were like he's talking about. Like, oh, the Siamese, the evil one's always on the left-hand side. And, but Hugo's actually the right twin. And, like, he's just talking. And he's like, oh, we got the wrong guy. Basically. Like, Bart's actually the evil one.
Yeah, because he noticed the scar on the wrong side.
So, yeah. Yeah, it's so weird. And, so they're like, they accuse Bart. And Bart's like, yeah, well, of course. Which is awesome.
And then they lock Bart in the the vents.
Dr. Hibbert goes, I think there's a way to set everything right. And they flash forward, and Hugo's eating with the family, and Bart's in the vents begging for food.
Yeah.
Classic stuff, man. Next up is the Genesis tub. Lisa's got a school project, that petri dish with her tooth in it.
Yep.
She's trying to figure out, will cola dissolve a tooth? She says, science has already proven the dangers of smoking, alcohol, and Chinese food, but I can still ruin soft drinks for everyone. God bless you, Lisa. Bart tries to give Lisa a static shock and somehow ignites this whole process.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And it's cool, man. Like, this captures my imagination. It's just an interesting concept. I really enjoy this idea.
I mean, granted, it's based on the Twilight Zone episode, but both things are just so thought-provoking.
Yeah, because Lisa shocks the tooth. She looks at it later, and it looks like mold. So she looks at it under the microscopes and realizes it's
life.
There's life.
Yeah.
There's people. She's created people, and they're like in the caveman time. And you're like, holy shit, that's crazy.
And then she looks back like 5 minutes later.
And they're in the Renaissance.
Martin Luther is hanging his theses in the Protestant church.
Yeah. That was awesome. And then Bart comes in. And, like, as a kid, I just laughed at this. But watching it now, I'm like, dude, Bart is pure fucking evil.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he knows that they're people. He looks, and he's like, oh, there's people. He goes, cool. Oh, no, actually, no, he doesn't, because he calls it a model city. He goes, cool model city.
Okay.
Yeah, he goes, cool model city.
He
Is
finds
that
other people after.
Yeah. And he goes, is that a school? Oops, my finger slipped, and crushes a fucking school, which I would assume is public. Murdering children, hundreds of children.
Yes.
Under his finger. And he just starts crushing things with his finger. And Lisa looks in, and it's like, it's now a futuristic time at this point. And it's just really cool to see, like, the city's in ruins, like, from Bart's stupid finger. Like,
yeah.
It's awesome. Like, there's, like...
just total devastation.
Yeah, like, emergency personnel. And, like... And then they launch an offensive on Bart.
They do. They have, like, saucers that fly out of the Petri dish.
So cool.
And they just... I mean, they don't do anything other than annoy Bart.
Yeah, they
zapping
just zap him. Yeah, I thought that was awesome, though. And they return to the dish, and Bart runs in about to smash him, and Lisa stops him, but he says, you can't protect them forever. It's going to be toilet time for Tiny Town.
That's right. He wants to flush him down the toilet.
Yeah, when Lisa's not looking.
And then the people of that Petri dish world shrink Lisa and bring her in. Yep. And this is my favorite part, because they have a Frink, Professor Frink in that world. It's like, oh, we had to use a debiggulator.
Oh, yeah.
And then she says that she wants to get big again. And Frank's like, get big again? I'll have to use a rebigulator.
He's like, that's ridiculous.
He's laughing so hard. Did a rebigulator?
Dude. And she's like, I need to get big so I can protect you guys. And he's like, a rebigulator? He's like, that's ridiculous. We don't have that technology. He's like, what are we doing here? Like, that's crazy. Like, it's so fucking funny. The Simpsons do so much right in their
I know.
It's crazy.
And then, like, once Lisa's there, finds out that she's God to them because they see her. She created it. And immediately, the first question somebody asks is, God, if you're so good, why do you let bad things happen? And it's like, it's still like existential, like thought-provoking.
It's so
I loved it.
It's so funny. And she's like, And then we also find out that Bart's the devil. And she's like, no, that's my brother. And they're like, the devil's your brother? And it's just crazy to think about that shit. Like, it's just crazy.
Yes.
We see Bart, though. He hovers over it, and it looks like he's going to just smash the city with Lisa inside. But he's not. He's covering it, and he brings it to the science fair to claim it as his own with the shittiest little paper sign on it that says, like, My Little Universe.
Yes.
And that's the end. So, that was cool, though. I love that one. That was really good. Really
well, the end is that Lisa is stuck there forever.
Yeah.
And instead of being, like, a good god, she's just ordering them all around.
Oh, right.
And
yeah,
stuff.
at the end, she's like, yeah, I want these slippers and stuff. Which, why not?
Yeah.
You just got debigulated. And they don't have a rebigulator.
Dude, he was laughing so hard, too.
Rebigulator.
And then our final segment is, I mean, it's crazy how we've gone nowhere in 20 years.
This is fucking nuts. So, it's called Citizen Kang. It's basically the what do you call those? Kang and Kodos.
Kang and Kodos. Yeah.
The two big green aliens. They decide they're going to infiltrate Earth, and to do this, they steal the bodies and identities of
Bob Dole and Bill Clinton,
who were running for president at the time. They steal their identities, but they're still Kodos and Kang in their skin, basically, in their skin suits walking around. And they just pick on this election, and the shit that they say, like, they could just rerun this year. Actually, and that would be super funny if they did. If they just updated it, like,
overdub the names.
Yeah. Why not? Like, it's so ridiculous. And Homer's involved for some reason. I don't even know why.
Well, he was fishing.
Yeah, and they're
the ones that are like, who are your leader? He's
right,
we don't know.
That
the election's next week.
Yeah.
So they take both of them.
Yeah, and Homer offers them his butthole at the beginning. He's like, all right. And he just pulls down his pants, and they're like, no, we don't do that anymore. Kang and Kodos are also awesome. Oh, and also, dude, Homer is the fucking best. So they ask Homer who the leaders are, and he's like, oh, there's this guy, Bill Clinton. Or he goes, I guess that's President Clinton. He usually hangs around Washington, D.C. And then he goes, oh, but you know what? There's an election next week, so it might not be him anymore. It might be, what's his name? Mumbly Joe. I saw him on TV the other night. Oh, wait, it's Bob Dole. Fucking Mumbly Joe. That's the fucking funniest thing I've ever heard. I laughed so fucking hard at that. Mumbly Joe. To think somebody running for president's name is Mumbly Joe. Imagine how stupid.
I would vote for him.
Dude, I'd vote for him in a second.
What was that guy's name from the shitty movie we watched? I know that narrows it down. He's the drunk Billy.
Oh,
Captain Billy. Yeah,
Billy. Dude, Captain Billy,
Mumbly Joe card.
I'm all on board for that.
I don't even remember what movie that. Oh, was that Night of the Lepus?
Okay. If somebody wants to design that for us, like a Captain Joe Mumbly, Captain Billy, Captain Billy Mumbly Joe for president. Please do. Please make that. I'll put it up on our site in a second. That's so funny. Captain Billy and Mumbly Joe. But yeah, so again, they abduct Clinton and Dole. They steal their body parts. And I loved, like, Homer's like, well, what are you going to do with me now? And it looks like they're going to kill him. They have this machine that comes out. And it's got, like, a giant needle pointed at Homer's face.
He says, I have a wife and kids. Eat them.
And they point this giant needle at his face. And you don't know what it is. And then they go, we'll have to dispose of you. And then they go, they start spraying him with this liquid. And they go, it's rum, so no one believes your story. And then they just kick him out of the spaceship, just covered in rum, which is so funny because, like, all these shows you watch, the Bigfoot shows, it's always like a drunk that's like, yeah, I saw Bigfoot crossing the road the other night. And
oh, by the way, he did just cross the jungle.
Yeah, so I've heard. We'll have to talk about that on a bonus ep or something. I keep moving this, and it's probably making so much noise. But anyway, I hope aliens do that. Imagine if aliens did that.
They're like the homeless drunks.
Fuck you.
The homeless drunks in New York City have been telling the truth the whole time.
Yeah. They just
Holy shit.
Or not even drunks. They just spray some guy with booze, and like he runs into the police station like, I just saw aliens, and they're like, okay, dude, you reek. You fucking reek. You smell like the time Sean went to a bowling alley and spilled gin all over himself. I stunk all night. And then the lady came over and was like, are you guys drinking alcohol? Dude, I smelled like a fucking pine tree. And I was like, no. She's like, all right. Fucking idiot. Dude, I spilled a fucking thermos of gin all over myself. Why was I drinking gin? I was like 19.
We did a lot of stupid things.
Housing gin. Loved gin.
Me too.
Fucking stupid. I would drink gin and grapefruit juice.
Gin and pineapple juice with Fresca.
That sounds good.
Those are good.
Gin's not bad.
No.
I mean, you could drink a lot better.
Yeah.
I didn't have the money for Bombay. I was drinking like fucking
Beefeater.
Piss gin.
Dubra.
Drinking some guy's piss out of an alley, which I probably would have done at that age. Ugh. Honestly.
Yeah.
Well, so we've never talked about Valentinos on the show.
Let's keep it that way.
Well,
they have Google. They can Google Valentinos.
Valentinos is shut down.
That's even better for us.
Well, I agree with that. It's rightfully shut down. Well, anyway, we'll save Valentinos for another episode. But the point of that story would have been there was a homeless man at Valentino's one night. I don't think you guys were there. I think it was
Oh, you've been more than once?
I've been a lot.
Oh, wow.
And the first time I went was with a group of guys that weren't our friends. They were the ones that showed it to me. It was for my friend's bachelor party.
Well, that's disgusting.
I know. And they were like, let's go to Valentino's. And I was like, what the fuck's Valentino's? And that's when I spread the word. Guys, all right. Now we've talked about it.
Nope. Nope. Keep moving.
All right. So anyway, it's an establishment. And
Whoa, you know what? Keep it moving.
Oh, I got to say that there was a homeless man there.
Oh, okay.
And he had a bottle I was there underage, and he had a bottle of fucking Dubra in his pocket, like a little pint. And he pulls it out, and he's like, because they said it was my birthday to get me in, which they didn't card me. They were just like, yeah,
of course they didn't card you.
And they slide the guy across the table. He slides this. It's almost all the way drank. There's like half a shot in it, and he slides it over the table and is like, "Happy birthday, kid." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And he's like, "Drink that." And I was like, yeah, "I'm good." And he's like, "Drink it." And this guy's a seedy fellow, so I'm not gonna say no to this guy. Although I should have, because I had to put my lips on the same fucking bottle as a homeless man. I did, and it was hot from sitting in his pocket.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it was probably his piss.
Yeah, the time that we went, there was 2 guys fresh out of prison who kept telling me to arm wrestle them.
Yo, and we're calling like his daughter. We're calling his daughter
to come meet us?
No, it was like his baby daughter, and he's like, "Yeah, Daddy, you'll be home soon." I'm like, "Ah, man, we gotta get out of here."
Telling me he would knock my teeth out if I didn't arm wrestle him. I'm like, I really don't want to, man. The reason for me to do this
like
right
that's a lose-lose situation. You like, there's no good thing. Nothing good comes of that. Like, I feel like even if you arm wrestled him and lost, he'd stab you for being a pussy.
Yeah, I was getting stabbed regardless.
Yeah, like there was no way out of not getting stabbed. Like that guy would have just done it no matter what the situation.
Who would have thought I would have gotten stabbed 2 years later at a bar in Old Saybrook?
By a friend. Well, this episode's going off the rails. But this is the last one, so it's fine. So Kodos and
I forgot we were talking about.
Yeah, Kodos and Kang still are running. They assume the bodies of the president. They're just doing silly stuff, and as the presidents, they're walking around the streets holding hands because they're like brother and sister, or are they lovers? I think they're brother and sister. It doesn't matter. But one of the cool things is it cuts to the news, and they're showing like one of the debates, and Ken Brockman says, "Okay, we're here for the debate for campaign 96. America flips a coin." It's like, this is crazy how this relates like perfectly to this day.
Yes.
The debate is insanity.
They're brother and sister.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Kodos is female.
Yeah. The debate is insanity, though. They're just talking nonsense.
Abortions for everyone.
Oh.
Everyone's like, boo. He's like, abortions for nobody. And everyone's booing. He's like, some abortions for some? and in miniature flags for everyone else.
Oh, yeah, miniature flags for everyone else. Which, it's crazy. It's fucking nuts. They even make jokes about, like, well, we'll get to it, I guess, but Homer decides he's going to stop this. He crashes the spaceship into the White House, runs down, removes the masks, and we're revealed that it's Kodos and Kang. Kodos?
Krang.
Kodos and Kang. And he also, when he hijacks the spaceship, he's trying to free Bill Clinton and Bob Dole.
And he hits the button and just shoots him in the space. And they die so fast.
Dude, they die. It was awesome.
Great animation.
It was amazing animation. Their bodies just curl up.
They take their last breath.
It was so fucking terrible. It was so terrible and so funny at the same time. Just Bill Clinton and Bob Dole are dead and nude in space. And he removes their masks, and Kodos and Kang have the best reaction, which is, what are you guys going to do? It's a 2-party system. You have to vote for one of us.
Which is perfect for right now.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Like, it's so true. And, we cut to the future, and we see President Kang has won, and he's building a giant ray.
Yeah.
And it ends with Homer going, "Don't blame me. I voted for Kodos," which is so funny.
Great line. Classic.
Yeah. Good episodes. Definitely better talking about them, although I didn't really enjoy talking about them. So.
It's hard. I feel bad those listening. I feel like this isn't.
I feel like this is not a very good episode. So apologies there, but hey, they got a couple good stories out of it, and we have interviews later.
Yeah. If you're still listening.
Yep. And you know what else I'm going to do actually this week too? I'm going to release maybe 2 of our Patreon bonus episodes.
Nice.
So you guys can get a taste for what we do on the Patreon bonuses and check those out and see if you like them, and join us over at Patreon. And one of them I definitely will be releasing is our Halloween music playlist, because got to share the wealth, man. Got to show people what we're listening to.
Yes.
You dig?
Hey everybody, so in this next segment, we actually discuss Ed Lauder dying. This is so fucking embarrassing. We actually discuss Ed Lauder dying, Thing is, Ed Lauder died 3 years ago. We got a text from Buzz Breadsticks, our homie, who had texted us during the show. So we just didn't even think, and we just announced a dead guy dying on the show. So anyway, we talk about Ed Lauder here. I don't even know, man. Fucking embarrassing. All right. Anyway, here's us talking about Ed Lauder passing away 3 years after he's already died.
Just got word that Ed Lauder has died.
Yes, rest in peace. Breaking news here.
Breaking news.
Whichever we'll hear about in a few days.
Yeah. No one will know on social media. Well, actually, no, tomorrow. The midnight.
Oh.
We're so late.
Well, everybody knows already.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's your favorite Ed Lauder flick?
None.
Want to see how many we can name?
I can't name any except Death Wish.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in The Longest Yard. Oh, Cujo.
Cujo, I was going to say. He was in Raw Deal with Arnold.
Rocketeer, everyone's favorite.
Okay.
Rocketeer sucked.
I disagree.
Dude, are you serious right now?
I didn't mind it.
You like those boring ass superheroes, man. Those fucking
Like who?
turd super. I don't know all of them.
Name one.
He was in Seabiscuit.
Well, that means nothing to me.
He was in 1976 King Kong.
He was in that piece of shit Jim Carrey movie, The Number 23.
I don't even know what that is. Oh, God, I just saw a picture of it. Yeah, I do.
His fake name was Topsy Kratz. And then they pieced it together that it was really top secret.
Man, this guy's been in a ton.
He's not in another teen movie.
He's in Under Wraps.
He is in Under Wraps.
That's crazy.
Wait,
Well,
who's he in not another teen movie?
My guess is an angry principal. Dude's got the angriest face of all time.
Because that was the principal from Breakfast Club.
Oh, right. Angry administrator.
I gotta find out. Oh, he's the coach. It's like, God damn it. And he picks him up and breaks him over his leg.
God damn it. That's so funny. That movie is fucking awesome. All right, guys. So next week, so stay tuned. We're going to have interviews after this. Check those out. I'll have to record bumpers for whatever. Also, stay tuned. I'll be releasing those Patreon bonuses on iTunes probably tonight also. I might do the Patreon bonus. I don't know what I'm doing. I might do the Patreon bonus before this because I have to edit this and it's already 10 o'clock. So you might see the Patreon bonus first, but this is coming. This is coming. What am I saying? What the fuck is the matter with me? All right, let's just wrap this up. I've lost my mind. Well, first, thank Bloody Disgusting.
Yes.
We didn't mention them at the top of this.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. They're cool with that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't executive produce it either. Isn't that weird?
That's very weird.
We used to have an executive producer
named Sean. And then someone else was taking credit for it.
That's weird. But yeah, no, we're happy to be on Bloody Disgusting.
Dude, there's got to be so many beeping outs this episode.
I'm not bleeping that out. Fuck that. But yeah, we really appreciate Bloody Disgusting. I'm really excited. They've got some big announcements. I got an email from them, so they've got some big announcements coming. So
it was nice at the con too. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Bloody Disgusting!" Like, say hi to the.
Listen, we've gone to 2 cons. I think Bloody Disgusting got way more of a reaction, which was a little bit surprising.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
How many people
I felt respected? Yeah,
dude. I forget who said it. One person was like, "Oh, I love Bloody Disgusting." Like,
it was John Franklin.
Yeah, John Franklin. But then
Courtney Gaines said it as well.
Yeah, but the girl from Ash vs. Evil Dead
loved them.
Like, was like, they help us out so much. Like, those guys are awesome, and
yeah.
So, it was really cool to be able to say that we're a part of that network. So, thanks them. Thanks Harley Poe for allowing us to use the song Gorehound off the album Pagan Holiday. And you can find us on, rate, review, subscribe on iTunes.
Yep.
That's the best way to help us. It really helps us out if you guys do that. And if you have like Google Play or Stitcher or any of those, we're on all this stuff now. iHeartRadio, TuneIn, whatever. If they have like something that you can rate, review, do whatever, like just do it. Just let me know. Send me an email, Sean@IHateHorror.com. Just let me know and send me your address, and I'll get some stickers out to you in the mail. I have actually a list of people I need to send stickers to, so they're coming. I promise. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit behind. But they are coming. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/IHateHorror. I'm on Twitter @IHateHorrorShow and Instagram @IHateHorror.
I'm at JoeV421, Instagram Boognish1985, Snapchat Horror Show Joe.
Is there anything else we plug usually? I feel like we're missing something.
Patreon.
Facebook. Oh, yes, Patreon. Doing bonus episodes now pretty regularly. Every other week we have a bonus app. I should get Paul to do one.
Yeah.
Not pay him for it.
We got to go to that, what is the fucking thing that's right next door to us right now?
The Trail of Terror. Yeah, I do want to do that.
Let's do it the day before Halloween, that Sunday.
All right. That's fine. It'll be crowded. We should get comped for that shit.
Yeah. What about that escape room?
Yeah, so there's this escape room that opened up in our town. Not that our fans care, but they probably do. They opened up one of those like game room, like it's like you go into a room and you're locked in and you have to like figure out these puzzles to escape. And I'm gonna try and email them and see if they'll let us do it for free, for publicity for them. And me, Joe, and Paul, maybe Buzz if we have to have like a certain number of people, like if we have to have at least 4 people, maybe we get Buzz in on it, and we're going to try and escape the room and record it while we're doing it. Paul's going to be so mad. He might quit, or he might commit suicide thinking the room will never open. Like, this is it for me. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much again. We really appreciate the support. You guys have been fucking amazing lately, and forever. No, not lately. You guys have always been good. But it's just crazy now. It's just getting huge now. Like, social media is hard to keep up with now, which is weird. Like a year ago, I would have been like, please join us on social media. Now I'm like, hey, we've got enough. There's only so many tweets I can respond to. I'm kidding. You guys join in. The more the merrier. Yes. I love talking to everybody. It's so fucking fun. There's never enough to talk about. We talk about bullshit on there. So join us there. We really appreciate it, guys. And that's really it. So for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
All right, we are here with Ray Santiago and Dana DiLorenzo, who play Pablo and Kelly on Ash vs. Evil Dead. Thank you guys for allowing us to do this.
Oh, thanks for coming.
Pleasure. The show is a perfect homage to the original trilogy and satisfies both fans of the original as well as new fans. Where do you guys fall in that category? Were you fans of the original 3? Before?
Yes, we were. We were definitely fans. I've been a fan of horror movies ever since I was a kid, and it's funny because we're sitting in the green room of this convention, and
Rock and Shock.
I'm sitting next to people that I grew up watching, so it's pretty hilarious.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And every single guy in my high school was quoting Ash Williams lines, and so Army of Darkness was the first one I saw. So it'll always have a special place in my heart. And now I do still, from time to time, like, get a little bit starstruck in those moments, even though Bruce Campbell's now a co-worker, you would say, or Lucy Lawless,
that's so
Ted
crazy.
Raimi. I know, Lee Majors. It's like, this is one of those things where you go and you have dinner with people that when Oprah's like, if you can have lunch with anybody, who would it be? It's like, these are the people I work with.
Right, yeah, it's pretty
but
nuts.
There are times like when you're doing a scene with them and you're really in it, and it's like, wow, I forget sometimes that oh my God, I'm doing a scene with Lucy Lawless or Bruce Campbell. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Or Ray Santiago.
Shut up.
I think I listened to your guys' interview at Comic-Con, like, for the first season. And Ray, you were like losing your mind, like, just at the opportunity to like be on the show. So it was like, I remember listening to it and being like, oh yeah, this will be interesting to hear him. And then when they were like, oh, like, is this a dream of yours? And you were like, holy shit, yes. Yeah. Like you like couldn't express it enough. It was really cool to like hear that.
I have to watch it again.
I don't know where I saw it. So.
Before this show, Dana, you were on Workaholics. I think you were credited as hot court reporter in the
God,
Chupacabra.
it was my best work. My best work, one line. Which, in that, actually, I was just remembered, I get covered in blood and shit in that as well. Sorry, am I allowed to say shit on here?
Oh, yeah.
Like, when that Chupacabra gets exploded all over me. Actually, when I auditioned for this, Craig DiGregorio was the showrunner of that show, and he's like, and I like said, hi, nice to meet you. He's like, oh yeah, you worked for me on Workaholics. I'm like, you remember my one line on your show? That's amazing. But yeah, that was like a precursor to this whole thing. But yeah, those guys are so damn funny,
right?
And it was just improv after improv after improv. And actually, you see me, the take they used is the one I'm actually laughing in.
Oh, really?
Yes, when he's like, do you like pool parties, miss? And I go, yeah, because he just. My God, he just makes me laugh.
And Ray, you were in 2 episodes of Dexter.
Yeah.
And Little Fockers.
Meet the
Fockers.
Yeah.
How were those experiences?
I have to say, at 19, to have the opportunity to work with such A-listers, I look back on it now and I think like, wow, I really knocked a bunch of names off the list at such a young age. But I walked in there and I like owned it. I was not nervous. I was completely just on it. And I think about it now. And if you put me in a room with Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, Ben Stiller, Barbra Streisand, Blythe Danner, is that all of them? Yeah. And Terry Polo. If you put me in a room with all of them now, I'd probably shit my pants. But when you're 19, you have nothing to lose.
Right.
You have everything to gain. So you're just not nervous. I'm nervous every day when I go to work with Bruce Campbell.
That's crazy.
It's just because I care more.
Exactly.
When you get older, you care more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who would win in a fight, Lee Majors or Bruce Campbell?
Oh, that's a tough. I'm not picking that fight. I take my dog out of that fight.
I think
no
Lee
way.
Majors. I think Lee Majors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I think Lucy Wallace is the
Yeah.
answer.
Lucy wins any fight.
Yeah, Lucy, yes.
At least the ones with me.
That's a tough call because they're both such badasses in their own right. It might be, I think if anything, Bruce would just concede because it's Lee Majors.
That might be,
I don't know who would win, but I would love to watch that.
Yeah, right?
That would be the one you want to see. That would be the fight you want to see. Like, I could see, like, Bruce, like, stepping away.
I do, too.
And being like, okay, and then Lee Majors saying something under his breath as he walks away, and then Bruce being like, well, now I have to swing.
He's gonna like do like a cheap low blow.
Now I have to swing.
I see. Well, we all know who's my number one, Jefe, so I'm not choosing sides as to who's going to win that fight. But if I see Jefe going down, I might have to jump in.
Right.
That's how we do.
Protect your crew, yeah.
I'll just let him get his ass kicked.
You said Workaholics kind of prepared you, but my question for both of you was, how do you prepare for getting so much blood and disgusting shit thrown all over you every single
You
day?
don't. There's no way to prepare. Because even after doing this show for a full season, coming back, day one of season 2, I got 26 gallons of blood blasted on my face with like a rocket ship amount of pressure. And every time it's a different dispensary method. Like, I think the first one Ray and I got was when he's decapitating my mother.
Yeah.
And it was a crank thing that just kept coming. Oh, no, well, Sam Raimi christened us. I can't say it. Christened us both with the paintbrush. That was the first one. That was like nothing. Then the next one, they just had the crank, and they just kept going and going and going. So every time it's a new experience, but I think that's what makes this job so great and so much fun, is that it's new and exciting. It is never boring.
Yeah.
This is one thing you can never say about the show. Watching it or filming it, it is never a dull day at work.
Yeah. Do you guys ever get mad when they spray you with that? Like, is there something like, could it just like irritate you one time? Does it hit you that hard? Like, I meant like when somebody flicks my ears, I want to murder
It doesn't irritate me when they spray it on us, but I will say the hardest part is after they've sprayed you and there's like a whole rest of a scene to shoot and you have to sit around with all that blood on you, sticking to the seat, sticking to your trailer. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not that bad getting it on you initially, but to have to live with it for a while can be a little bit like, okay, I want to be done with this.
Because it turns into like a wax. People don't understand that. Like it's both sticky, but also it's like pinches you everywhere. So you turn your head your neck, and it feels like you're ripping a million Band-Aids off.
That's a nightmare.
That's the tough part. So you're actually wanting more to be thrown on you just to stay wet with it. You know what I mean?
Were you guys given any movies that you had to watch before, like to prepare for your roles? Were they told you have to watch these horror movies?
No.
Did you have to read Bruce's If Chins Could Kill book?
I loved that book when I was younger when it came out.
I think he's writing another one too.
Yeah, he is.
He is writing another one.
No, they didn't tell us to do anything.
From the Delta to the Dinner Table.
That's the book Ray's gonna write.
That's the book I'm going to write. It's going to be called From the Delta to the Dinner Table.
My Time with Bruce Campbell.
My Time with Bruce Campbell. Yep. What was the question?
About if they made us watch anything. And
No,
no,
but
they
I
didn't.
did watch movies like I did keep horror movies in the background when I was like at home, just to sort of keep me sort of like in the mood. Movies like Halloween and Scream and all my favorites I brought with me, and I would always just keep them on and watch them. And then I tried to watch some other new ones that I hadn't seen this season.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's just me.
I didn't bring them to New Zealand, but I knew in the screen test that they were going to have a possession storyline for Kelly.
Yeah.
Because Sam Raimi asked me in the screen test, like, are you going to be okay with, getting a face cast? You know that thing like in Mrs. Doubtfire with the plaster of Paris and it's can't breathe forever. And he goes, are you going to be okay with that? Are you claustrophobic? And it's before he even asked me those questions when he said, we're thinking of a possession for your character. Before I even got the job. They have it on tape. I put my hands in the air like I just finished a marathon. I was like, yes! Oh my! It was on my acting bucket list ever since I saw The Exorcist. So I did make sure to watch that again, and then I was just taking what I could from that but no one can do what Linda Blair did, but definitely an homage to that for sure.
Well, Linda Blair was like jerked around with like mechanical things that killed her.
Oh
Sure.
yeah, poor thing, and she was like 12. My God, what an incredible woman she is.
We have 1 minute, so do you have any
Yeah,
one last question?
Last question is, if you were on a desert island and you had to choose one, Evil Dead 2, or Army of Darkness, which one do you take?
Army of Darkness, because it was my first, and you never forget your first.
Ash versus Evil Dead.
Oh,
Boom!
shit.
Boom!
Drop the mic.
Drop it, Pablo. Drop it.
All right, guys, thank you so much. We really appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys for taking the time to talk to us. That was fun. Can't wait to
you,
see
guys.
it. Congrats on the new gig.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, we're here with John Franklin, who you may know as Isaac from Children of the Corn. I was wondering if you were familiar with Stephen King's story before auditioning for the film.
Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, we would always read the Carrie and pass it back and forth between everybody, and the dog-eared copy. So, yeah, I bought and read the short story collection.
Yes.
And then when I got cast in the part, I went back and reread the short story. But I love Stephen King from day one.
Nice, me
And
too,
I
man.
can't wait to meet him. I want to meet him. Haven't met him.
Never met him? That was
No.
actually my next question. Did he
Okay.
come to the set at all? Or?
No, not at the time. He was, his lawyers, I'm sure, were behind it. They wanted a little more money, so they were suing the company. So
No way, that's crazy.
he didn't show up at the set.
Oh, that's a bummer, man. I feel like a lot of kids, like especially me and Joe even, like somehow Stephen King writes these like this adult literature that just like appeals to kids somehow, right?
Oh, yeah,
like, it's
definitely.
crazy. It's nuts. Like I probably shouldn't have been reading it, but it was amazing stuff.
You were the voice of Walk Around Chucky in Child's Play, and is it true that you were supposed to do all the redubbing until Brad Dourif came back?
Yes, they hired me because they couldn't get Brad Dourif. He was in Europe doing another job. So I spent 8 hours in a sound booth dubbing his voice, and all that stuff at the beginning. And then all of a sudden they come in, we got Brad Dourif. When we wanted you to be part of this, we like what you did for the day. So they had me do Walkabout Chucky. I'm in the commercial. Kids eating cereal.
Nice.
Hey, kids, you want a Chucky doll? And, of course, I was so hoarse from screaming that for 8 hours. So I sounded like, hey, kids, you want a Chucky doll?
So they actually recorded you recorded your sessions.
yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's great.
You should just make it a separate cut or something.
Yeah, really. Director's cut with
Yeah.
John Franklin as the voice of Brad Dourif.
I'll wrap this up for you so you get through. What was it like marrying Christopher Lloyd?
Oh, it was cool being the pastor. Well, he married Joan Cusack. I didn't marry him. I officiated. And what was cool is because for a lot of the shots, they actually turned the costume around, so I was visible So I had eye contact with Joan Cusack and Chris Lloyd. So I was actually acting for the first time when they did, behind me for those shots. And obviously when they did the front, they had to switch the costume around. So it was like really cool finally to get to act. It was the only interacting I had to do during the entire movie.
That's really cool.
Nice. You were a high school teacher after acting? Are you still?
No, I just retired June 5th.
Nice.
I did my 14 years of prison sentence. It was fun and I had a blast, but it was time to get back to writing and acting.
I taught for the last 6 years, and I decided to change professions. So
Okay.
I can understand.
What level?
5th grade.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, is there anything you want to promote?
I wrote a pilot that Courtney and I just got optioned, so that's going out there. Also, I have a graphic novel that I wrote called Prime Cuts.
Yes.
It's available for 99 cents on indieplanet.com. And there's volume 1 you can download for free, and volume 2 is like 99 cents. So, or you can get a hard copy of it.
What's the Twitter account for Prime Cuts? I think it's got its own,
Prime
right?
Cuts.
At Prime Cuts?
At Prime Cuts,
I'll
yeah.
plug it in.
Novel,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
I'll insert it in.
I'm bad with that. And you can also follow me on Twitter at John Franklin Actor.
Perfect.
At John Franklin.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
All
We
right,
really
cool.
appreciate it.
Say hi to Neil.
Yeah, I will,
Okay.
for sure. Thank you very much.
Sure. Bye.
All right, everybody. We are here at Rock and Shock in Worcester, Massachusetts, waiting for Courtney Gaines to be done signing things. So you want to talk about Phil Anselmo?
Nope.
We just asked for Phil Anselmo's autograph. Who's what else is he in? Pantera, Super Joint Ritual. Oh my god, I haven't heard that name in forever. Down. And we just tried to go set up an interview with him. And
I'm still trying.
All we heard.
I never scared.
All we heard him mutter was, what did he say? I'm fucking tired. Get the fuck over here.
Yelling at his handler.
So mad. He was so fucking angry about it. But we're in line now for Courtney Gaines. Pretty good show, though, here so far. Oh, shit. I think we're missing the costume thing, too. Although, do we really care? We met some fans.
Yeah.
Nick,
Cool.
Aubrey.
Yeah. Very cool.
So,
Signed things.
yeah, we signed an autograph for the first time.
Oh, here's the mic.
We signed an autograph for the first time, which was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I wanted to be like, I wanted to refund him for the piece of page of paper
yeah.
that we wrote.
Ruining paper.
Totally ruined his paper. Joe, what did your autograph say?
Fuck Paul.
So,
I mean, he knows.
in history, yeah.
He's talking about
This
it.
guy was a big fan. New Paul, new Buzz.
Requested for Buzz.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I don't have my questions here.
Do.
Just reading the questions for Skeet Words. See how long it takes for you to know.
That would be so fun.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I got a hold of myself?
I'm sorry.
All right. Jesus Christ.
I feel like people are more comfortable with it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
We are here with Courtney Gaines from Children of the Corn, from the Burbs, Back to the Future. Thank you for doing this.
Wow, that guy's done a lot of stuff, man. Wow.
But I was wondering, were you familiar with Stephen King's work before you took Children of the Corn?
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, of course. But I wasn't like I wasn't reading those like 500-page books. I was too lazy to do that. Thankfully, ours was a short story, so it was a quick read.
Did you always want the role of Malachi when you went into it?
Oh, when I read it, I was like, yeah, this is mine. I'm getting this job, and
Awesome.
I guess that worked out. Is that really? Oh yeah, no. People talk about like I sat. Everybody's coming in the audition room. I was like sitting like cross-legged in the middle of the room, like staring at everybody who walked in. Like, it's over, dude. Get out of here.
That character is just so good.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
How was it like being directed by Joe Dante and working with Tom Hanks and Corey Feldman and them?
Great, man. I mean, Joe was great. He knew exactly what he wanted with the character's look and all that stuff. Like a lot of times you kind of got to figure some of that out for yourself. He was very clear, and he just kept laughing. Like, we're going to put these false teeth on you. We're messing up your hair. We got these leader hose. You're never going to work again. He'd laugh, Great guy. Love Joe. And then, I mean, come on, Tom Hanks is like the most down-to-earth superstar you're ever going to meet. I mean, seriously, he's just not, there's no pretense at all, you know what I'm saying? So, and then Bruce Dern, big fan of Bruce Dern,
Yes.
and he was great. He was great to me as well, very encouraging.
That's great. What was it like working with Patrick Dempsey and watching Seth Green get farted on constantly?
Well, we didn't know Seth Green was going to be Seth Green at that point, did we? I mean, he was just like the most precocious, like 10-year-old. Like he knew, like, oh yeah, they're using a 2K to light this, and I'm thinking this guy's going to be a producer and director someday. It's like he was. Yeah, he just grew up in the business, and he was really super bright. But do we know he's going to be Seth Green? No. And Patrick Dempsey and I, years later, we did Sweet Home Alabama together, and I said, it'd been years. I said, dude, me, you, another soundtrack song title to a movie. You're about to blow up, right? Boy, was I not wrong, huh?
Yeah,
Good
right.
Lord.
Do you still keep in touch with him at all?
Not a lot. Now we're just, it's just kind of through the work years. It was funny. He had an E! Entertainment thing done on him, and like I said, we're not really close. He was like, you should go talk to Courtney Gaines because he saw the 2 times it happened, and I was useful because I was the guy who said, yeah, I saw him blow up once and I saw him blow up again,
That's great. Is it true you jammed with Fish in concert?
Yeah, I played some percussion. I would have liked to play some guitar, but Les and Larry from Primus were jamming too. But yeah, so the real story is I was picked up hitchhiking by Mike Gordon, the bass player, many moons ago, right before Can't Buy Me Love came out, before they were anybody. And we've just kept in touch over the years and watched them grow into what they grew into. So pretty wild.
Nice.
Yeah.
I could ask you questions all day, but I want to get you two back to people waiting in line. So is there anything you want to promote?
Yeah, there's a couple things. On a horror level, there's a movie that came out 2-3 months ago called Funhouse Massacre that I'm part of that I was giving away free swag posters all day. I finally ran out, but it's it's a good movie. I like those guys, Petrie Entertainment. So that one, and then I just did a really killer guest star on Criminal Minds that comes out on the last Wednesday of this month, so 10/26. Really killer role, one of the best things I've ever done on television.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Well, thanks so much for doing this.
That was good.
Thank you. All right, we're here with Skeet Ulrich. I don't want to start with the generic Scream question, so I wanted to ask you about Weekend at Bernie's. How did you get involved in that?
Well, I was going to school near where they shot it, and I came to go to my dorm room, and there was a person saying they were looking for extras in the movie, and I was like, oh, how much? They're like $50 a day. And I was like, that's a lot of beer. So,
that's perfect.
So I signed up, yeah.
What about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Same thing.
Same thing?
Same thing, yeah.
That's awesome. How was it working with Cuba Gooding Jr.? I know you worked with him twice. As good as it gets in Chill Factor?
So funny. I had a lot of scenes cut out of As Good as It Gets, so I spent a lot of time around him, and then doing Chill Factor. I couldn't wait to leave set because my stomach hurt at the end of the day from laughing so hard. So funny.
Do you still keep in touch with him at all?
I see him around here and there, but no, we don't really call each other or anything.
Nice. You worked on Jericho. How do you compare working on television to working in movies?
It's a different exercise. It's you have to you work so quick. You work a lot longer. It's about 80 hours a week with the homework, so it gets tiring. But if you're gonna, you get 1 or 2 takes, and you gotta know how to fix stuff quick.
Is it true you're going to be in a live adaptation of Archie?
Yeah, Riverdale.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily an adaptation though. It's kind of taken the characters and spun them into a dark drama.
Nice. I don't want to keep up too much of your time, so I'll just end it with: do you have a favorite scary movie?
I think The Exorcism of Emily Rose is pretty terrifying, and The Exorcism. Religious horror scares me, so those are my favorites.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Doug.
Really appreciate it.